Hello, hello, good morning. It is Monday. It is, oh, September 15th. It is well into the new school year, and I have promised you a live. We were supposed to start these lives a couple weeks ago, but I was a little bit optimistic, enthusiastic about the new school year, and we didn't make it. But here we are, and it's better late than never. Every day is a new day to be able to start anew. So we used to sit around Friday mornings, have a bevy, a little bit of coffee, a little bit of tea, and talk about our goals for the upcoming week. And I decided this year we were going to try and switch that around. So I want to see how Mondays do. I want to see if it's a little bit better to sit down and reset our focus on Mondays rather than the Fridays. Um, yeah, so that's where we are. So if you do not have a planner and you do want to plan along, I do have a free planner in the description below, and you can download that. There's no cost, and it is like a goal setting planner. We're going to kind of do that today. I have some catch up on, and we are going to be um, going through and making my goals, like going through and working on my goals, my calendar. I'm going to show you how I do it. I got my planner right here. I got I got my book bag. That is my what's the word I'm looking what is the word I'm looking for? Pencil case. That is my pencil case that you are seeing. And we are going to be, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna share my screen down here. You're gonna be able to check it out. What are we drinking today? Pop it in the convo. I am not drinking my usual coffee. I have tea today. This is my second cup of tea. I'm feeling a little I'm feeling a little off this morning. So we are we're working that out. But hang in there with me. I need to get that spark back. I need to get the bubbly spark. But we're gonna be doing this. We're gonna be showing up. We're gonna be showing up however we are right now. The new semester, it's taking me a little bit of time to get back into the pace of grad school. Undergrad, I feel like, you know, I eventually caught up to it, and I'm sure I will eventually catch up and kind of be able to be a little bit more comfortable with grad school, but grad school seems to send me a new curveball every week. So I yeah, I'm done my undergrad. I am definitely into grad school, and it's a lot. It's a lot. As you will see, I have left all sciencey things behind. Well, I guess it's still kind of a science. And we are going into finance. We're going into business and finance. So you'll see some of those themes when I start making my to-do list and start tracking out everything I need to know, making my reading list. But let me know what you're studying. If you're studying, are you doing something solo? Are you enrolled? Is this your back to school as well? Let me know. So let's, I'm actually going to start with my to-do list because I need to work on, like I said, I need to work on some readings. Oh, so I'm going to get my second camera so you can see everything that's going on my desk. Let me work on sharing that with you. I'm gonna share. We want the second camera to share. Shall we stay on screen? We can stay on screen. We can stay here. You can see me and my crispy goodness this morning. Okay, this is the first time I'm trying this, so let's try this out and see if we can share. Oh, there's my desk. Oh, there's my lamp. Let me just take a peek and make sure that this is showing up for you as well. Okay, awesome. So you can see this. Looks like it's taken a little bit of time, but we're doing it live. We'll see how this works because I do really want to be able to share my desk with you while we're doing all of this. So let me pull over. Here is my planner. This is not Baby Girl. You've met Baby Girl before. This is actually my notebook. You know how I like to keep, and my home, you don't need to see that. You know how I like to keep a notebook? This is my planner. I keep them nice and packaged together. You know how much I love a good stationary moment. Oh, this is last week. Okay, let's get off of last week and onto this week. As we can see, it's all bright and shiny and new. We got some page flags. We're going to have to open up our Google Calendar as well. I know, I know. You know who's loving us right now? The RAM on this computer. Okay. So, I don't know why this opened up Instagram. Okay. We need to start by, here, let's grab this. My pencil case. Here we go. My pen. We've got a Muji cookie. That's my very, very, very technical name for my pen. And what color are we gonna plan in today? You know what? I'm feeling some green. Are we gonna do green? Yeah, let's do. You know what? Let's do this one. Alrighty. So no, we're doing our to-do list first. Do we have everything we need? Of course we do. Of course we do. Okay, so we're gonna put this aside. We were just jumping straight into everything. So first I need to go over my reading list. Now we can still use this highlighter because I'm gonna be honest, I need to do my reading list. These are, I don't know if you could see these. These are my reading Post-its. I love these. You can see I got them from Cloth and Paper. You know, that is one of my favorite stationery stores. And I like to use these for all of my readings. Now, in this case, I have actually read most of my reading, but I have not captured the notes. So I need to go back. I need to fill in all of the chapters that I need to read, but then I also need to go back and I'm going to highlight what the chapters that I have read already, and I will only check off the ones that I have done my notes on. If that makes sense. I really hope it does. So I am working out of two separate textbooks. I know. When one class requires two textbooks, I'm sorry. Here, let me muffle the sounds of my, where is it? Let me muffle the sounds of my phone because, of course, I didn't think that I needed to turn it off. Okay. One class takes two textbooks. I love that for me. So, sorry, my arm, I got a new chair and my arms on my chair hit my desk sometimes. I will try and be mindful of that. Okay. So, my first one is the first textbook I am listing is all fundamentals of economics for business. We love that for us. So we're just going to shorten that. Here, let's now I've already completely finished. No, no, no. I've almost finished chapter 2. I wrote the notes. I still need to go through and highlight and everything like that. So we're gonna do chapter 2. We need chapters 3, 4, 5, and 6 as well. Chapter 3. While I am doing this, I really do encourage you to also do yours if you have some um like a reading list or a homework list that you are working on that you need to start marking up and that you need to get together. Definitely go ahead and do yours while I do mine. I just want to start being able to put all of my to-do lists together so that when I start planning out my week and planning out my study time throughout the week, which I'll also do with you, then I have a better understanding of what I have to still do. So we're going to do chapter 3, chapter 4, and chapter 6. Now, my second textbook, let's pop, we're going to pop over to, let's find syllabus. Where did I put it? Oh, there it is. Now, if I can have just a little bit of a funny moment, you know, it is absolutely hilarious. My professor for the class that I am taking right now, which is corporate finance, Corp Fi, wrote the textbook. Like he didn't just like write a book, like the Pearson textbook, like we use Pearson for this class, and he actually wrote the Pearson textbook. Like that is a little bit intimidating. So, you know, go prof. Okay, let me find my list here. Okay. So we need to also do, yay. Okay, so this is the Corp Fi CF. And that's what I need. Chapters 129 and 3. We also need to do chapter 2, 4, and 5. Oh, perfect amount. Perfect enough. Okay. So for these, this is everything I need to read. A lot of it I have already read, but if you have watched any of my previous videos, you know I have a very intentional reading pattern. So first, I like to go over it and read the chapter, highlight things, like skim it, read it, do all of that. I like to attend the class, and then I like to do my notes. So a lot of this I've already read. I've already read all of these. So I've read this, I've read this, I've read this, read this, I read this. Did I read chapter 1? No, I have not. I have not read chapter 29. I've read chapter 3. I've read chapter 2. I've read chapter 4. And I have not read chapter 5. So I actually only need to read 3 chapters, which is awesome. I think I've read about half of chapter 1, but I need to actually sit down and go through and see how far I got because that's where I left off. And now for notes. So I'm going to, where's my, now, the next thing, have I taken notes? Yes, I have taken notes on some of this. So I'm just gonna take out the title and I'm gonna put notes in here. Because this is gonna go into my planner for that I'm working on right now. And then we will you know what, maybe I will wait and I'll transfer everything and I'll set up my study guide planner with you guys next week, because I don't have any homework or anything yet due just yet. And so chapter 2 done. I did that, oh, this was done like weeks ago or like last week. This was done, let me look at my calendar, that might help me. It was done, let's say set 8. And now some of these notes are done. Let me just check my notes as well. My chapter 2 notes are done. Did I finish chapter 3 notes? Yeah, I finished chapter 3 notes. I think I did these the week before. And I'm almost done chapter 4 notes. I'm almost done chapter 3 notes here. I know, I've bounced around a little bit. But here is the thing. This whole list unto itself is not actually due until midterms, right? So I can go back, I can go forward, I can be working on these a little bit. I can, because that's all part of like spaced repetition. So as long, I like to read things. So these for today, before tomorrow's class, I'm going to need to read chapter 129 and chapter 5. But after that, beyond that, going through and making my notes and working on them and cleaning them up is all like study activities. So I don't necessarily have to make sure that this is done before the next class, if that makes sense. So that is awesome. We will put this away for now. because once everything is read, I'm going to be transferring it into my study guide planner. But we'll do that. Let's do that next week. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see how this is going and we'll see how much time we have left. Okay. So tomorrow is my class. Let's move on to actually throwing in all of my things. Right now, because I just went back after my nice long break and because my kids are still little, I am only taking one class this semester. Well, kind of. I am taking one, I'm taking more than one class. It's so hard to explain these classes. I'm taking more than one class, but the other ones are kind of like workshops. So you take them like 3 days a month and then you take them like the following month and then the following month. So it's really weird. It's really weird to kind of explain how those classes work because they work more. I don't even know how to explain it. So right now I have more than like I'm taking more than one class, but I only take one class every week. I don't go back to my next class until the end of September. So obviously for priorities on Tuesday, we have Corp Fi. What else is happening this week that we need to look at? Oh, yeah. Obviously, I had my live this morning, so let's put that down. And do I have anything else that's big this week? No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't look like it. Those are my two big things. Awesome. Those are literally my two big things. That makes me so happy. I really thought I had more stuff this week, but I think it's next week. Next week is cutoff. Let me make a note for that on Friday. Now, I am going to have to go into the pharmacy a couple days this week. There we go. Okay. Now, let's go on to, we need to reading. Chapter 29 and CF. Chapter 5. When I was in undergrad, I loved, hated, was terrified by the fact that you went through a chapter a week when I first started undergrad. By the end of undergrad, it kind of feels like a rhythm. You know what's up, you know what you're going to have to do, and you can do it. In the class that I'm taking right now, I don't know if this is going to be every class. I'm assuming this is going to be every class. We're doing 3 chapters a week. And like one of those chapters is not getting mentioned in the class lecture at all, which is just wild to me. So, for example, chapter 29, the reason that I have not touched chapter 29 is literally because it is like it's a self-study chapter. It's there goes. There goes my gun. It's completely testable. It's going to be on the exam. It's going to be examinable, but it is a class that is 100% like he's not mentioning any of it in class. He's just doing it on lecture. And so, yeah, we just need to study it and figure it out, apparently, um, which is so fun. So, so fun. So that is what we need to get done today. Is there anything else we need to get done today? I don't think so. I think those are the big things. Oh, Monday morning is tough. Let's have a sip. Hmm. Yeah, I think that's it. Now, tomorrow I do need to work on some articles because I need to get back into the swing. So we're going to work on, I need to edit a video. We need to check emails and Trello. So I started using Trello to keep all of my work in order, and it is working so well as long as I check it. So we need to start writing down check emails, check Trello, because somehow over the summer, I just slipped out of routine. The sun was shining, it was beautiful, and the routine was non existent. So here we are. So let's put down check Trello as well. And I need to check job postings. I am in the midst of hiring a couple of positions. So I need to, those positions are up on Indeed, and I just need to check and reply to see if we had any potential candidates come in. I'm not going to check today because Monday is already crazy. And I know that people who are looking for a job are probably already crazy today as well. So I am going to give that some grace. But I'm going to fill in for the rest of the week to check the emails and to check Trello so that I do not forget. We need to start working on this pattern again. If you can hear that, I'm sorry. My window is open because it is a beautiful day in September. I'm Canadian, and if you are Canadian, you will 100% understand how important it is to have a beautiful plus 20. I think it's going up to a high of 26 degrees today in September. Like it is worth having the window open for. I am keeping this window open till the very last moment. So if you can hear the birds and or squirrels outside my window, because I have a ginormous tree immediately outside my window, I'm sorry, but nature is good for you. And if I cannot touch grass, at least I can smell it. Okay. The next thing I need to do is I do have an assignment I need to start. I don't need to finish it. It's not due yet, but I need to start on it. I'm not going to start on it on Tuesday because I already have a few things. I have to go to the pharmacy anyways. So I'm going to start the assignment on Wednesday. So start F school forms. I have school forms that need to be filled out and handed in. Okay, so we're going to start the Corp Fi assignment on Wednesday. What else do we have this week? I feel like there's more stuff, but I cannot remember right now. So, what are our goals for this week? Well, my first goal is to obviously catch up on my reading. We're going to undo this just a little bit. Oh, here, let me move my extremely beige keyboard out of the way. For this class, the funny thing about it is I'm not really far behind on reading. For example, the chapter I need to read before tomorrow's class is chapter 5. That's the only chapter I need to read before tomorrow's class. But chapter 1 and 29 were supposed to be for last week's class, but I didn't have access to the syllabus. So it's just funny because the professor had the syllabus locked until noon before the class started, right? And so we couldn't check it, we couldn't print it out. And yet, when we opened it up, there were three chapters to be read, none of which I read. I had the other book read. There were three chapters to be read before last class. And so I think I checked first thing in the morning. I could not get into the syllabus. It said it unlocked at 12. So I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. We will come back. We will figure it out. So I think I got back about 2-ish, like maybe 1:32, and downloaded the syllabus, kind of ran through the syllabus a little bit, was reading it over before class, got to the reading, saw that there was three chapters, and I was like, no way this is going to happen. There's no way this is going to happen because I am already like elbow deep into a different project and I cannot just divert. Like I had to go to the pharmacy, I had to do some things. So it didn't happen. So, yeah, here we are. It just goes to show that like no matter and I had set aside the entire morning for reading, but when I couldn't get into the syllabus, I just kind of winged it and started studying what I kind of thought it would be, right? So obviously not. Didn't get that far. But it just goes to show how easily, even when it's not necessarily your fault, you're not trying to, you have the best of intentions, you set the side aside to study, you sit down, you study, how easy it is to be go veered off and end up behind. And then of course for the rest of the week I didn't quite get it done. Like I just had so much other stuff. I did study, but just sitting down and reading, I just couldn't do it. So obviously, number one is to check up on reading. Number two is to start that assignment. And the third thing is I really want to get back into the routine of posting. I need to get out of my summer off routine and I need to find a new rhythm and get back. So my next plan is to uh, start working on my content calendar. Now, the thing about goals is they have to be specific, they have to be measurable, they have to be SMAA, not articulate. Oh my goodness. Realistic, specific, measurable, realistic, and time sensitive. What is the A? How am I finishing? How am I forgetting my own learnings? It is the Mondayest of Mondays, isn't it? Actionable. It's actionable. So I need to be able to hone in and write that down for today. So today is to plan out and start, or sorry, for this week is to plan out and start and work on September's um, content calendar. So, so those are my three goals for the week. That's a lot of work. I'm hoping to get, of course, the catch up on reading done today, but the September content is going to be a huge, huge, huge plan. So that is enough for me. Working on Trello, having the check Trello every day has aspects of my content calendar in there and has tasks for me to work on for my content calendar. So that will kind of balance out. Other than that, I feel really good about the plans for this week. There's still room for me to have more things and to move things around. So that's awesome for me. But still, um, it's still a lot of things that will keep me moving forward, while it is also things that I am going to that is not so overwhelming. There's only a few handful of tasks a day. So those are my three goals for the week. If you want to share yours, I would love to have them. You can pop them in the comments below. I am not going to time block. I'm not working on time blocking because I just, while I'm getting into the flow, I really kind of need to be able to have a little bit of that flexibility before I time block. Some things I will time block, like things that do have a stiff time. Like when I go to the pharmacy, I usually time block that because it's usually a specific time that I'm going to try and make it to the pharmacy. Obviously, my classes are a specific time that's already blocked off in my schedule. So I'm not too worried about that. But as for the other things, I'm just leaving it as a to-do list right now. I just want to work off vibes that might change by the time Tuesday or Wednesday hits, but sometimes I don't want to time block. And right now I'm still kind of trying to build up that stamina. What I have been doing is I did download the Bean app, the Focus Friend by Hank Green. I think everybody has. I think it was like number one on the Play Store. So I'm sure you've got it as well. And I've really been working on that to be able to get all of my all my stuff focused on. So I will go and I'll sit down and focus for 30 minutes and I'll run off and, do something else for 5 minutes during my break. And it's been really helpful with getting me organized. Maybe I will show you some of my task list. Like I keep a little task list of things that I have to do and that I can do on my 5 minute breaks that will keep me moving forward, like little home tasks or stuff like that. I talk with my hands. I'm sorry if it's distracting. So that is that. What else do I have on my list that I wanted to do with you guys today? Yes, I made a list because it is Monday morning. I told you, the Mondayest of Mondays. Um, yeah, we did that. I mentioned that there is a planner down in the description. I did my planning for a little bit. We've talked about how exhausted I am and how tired I'm sure you guys are, I'm sure. And that's it. So this is my weekly plan. It is nothing spectacular. It is nothing overly ambitious. It is small. It is manageable. It is relatable. Let me stop this share. Do we know how to stop share? I don't know if we know how to stop share. Is there no stop share when you're in this mode? I used this mode because I thought, hey, I guess we don't know how to stop share. We're doing it live. This is how we roll here. Okay, we're done here anyways. So I am going to go off. I'm going to work on my reading and work on my to-do list. You let me know in the comments below what your priority is. And oh, most importantly, let's get this reading list inside here so that I can see and move around what I need to take care of. Okay. I will see you all next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. Until then, I really do hope you have an amazing adventure.